Hey, this is number 4 in your Pythagorean Theorem foldable. So, Jordan's on his way to Mackenzie's house, but needs to stop for some eggs. Which store should Jordan go to so that he arrives at Mackenzie's, taking the shorter route? So, here is Jordan. He is starting over here, and he needs to get to Mackenzie's house. So, he can either go to Giant Eagle or he can go to Aldi's. We want to do the shorter route. All right. So we don't know the unit of measure. Let's assume that each one of these spaces, I don't know, let's make it up. It's about a mile. How about that? Okay, so let's do them in 2 different colors. So let's go blue. No, let's go orange. So let's go from Jordan's house to Aldi's, get the eggs, and then go to Mackenzie's. So we need to see how long that route is. Boom, boom. So straight there. So remember, on a graph, if it's horizontal or vertical, so horizontal or vertical, then you can count spaces, right? And remember, I talked about counting bubbles. Do some bubbles, right? If it's diagonal, if it's diagonal, you cannot count bubbles. Okay, so don't count bubbles going diagonal. You're going to either have to use the distance formula, or you're going to have to make a fake triangle out of the diagonal. A right triangle. Okay, so let's go ahead and start counting. So if I'm coming from Jordan's house, I always check my numbering, and it looks like it's going 0, 1, 2. So each one of these bigger blocks is counting by ones. Okay, I'm going to start at Jordan's house, and I got the hiccups. I'm going to count up to all these. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So it is 4 blocks or 4 miles or 4 whatever unit of measure this is to go from Jordan's house to Aldi's. Now, going on this diagonal, we cannot count bubbles. So don't even try to count bubbles. Instead, we got to make a fake right triangle. So think of this diagonal as being the hypotenuse. So if I just go straight up and straight over, I will have myself a nice right triangle right here with a 90-degree angle in the corner, right? Boom, boom. So I can get these 2 sides by counting bubbles, and then I could do Pythagorean theorem to find this one. Okay, so let's go ahead and start counting some little bubbles. So this is 1, 2, 3, and this way is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 bubbles. So my triangle is 3 by 8. So I'm going to have to do Pythagorean theorem. So remember, this diagonal side is the hypotenuse. He's the C. The A and the B could be these 2. So I'm going to have A squared plus B squared equals C squared. Plugging in ABC, let's call with 3 the A and the 8 the B. So I have 3 squared. Now I'm going to leave out my parentheses right now because I'm just going to have to squeeze a lot of stuff in it. Okay, 3 squared plus 8 squared. So I got 9 plus 64 equals C squared. That's a C. 9 plus 64 is 73 equals C squared. I'm going to have to do square root both sides. And I'm going to get that to be approximately 8.5 is that C. Okay, so this side is 8.5 approximately. Okay, so that means in order to get eggs, Jordan to Aldi's is 4. So I'm going to go 4 plus 8.5. It's going to take me 12.5 miles or blocks or whatever this is. Okay, so that's the route going to Aldi's. Okay, now we need plan B. Instead, what if we went from Jordan's house and went to Giant Eagle and then went to Mackenzie's house? So we need to see how far it would be that way. So let's go ahead and this is horizontal. So I can count it with bubbles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that is 6 long. This is diagonal. I cannot do that. So I'm going to have to make a right triangle. And so I'm just going to drop it down here and over. Remember, there's 2 ways to make the right triangle. I can go backwards or forward. So this is going to be the right triangle I'm going to use. Okay, you see it right here. That's my little right angle. So going across here. So that means that this side is going to be my C side. And this bottom looks like 2 blocks over. And this side going up is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So the 2 and the 7 could be my A and B. And then I have this other side over here. So that's going to be A squared plus B squared equals C squared. I'm going to go ahead and make AB 2. So that's 2 squared plus 7 squared equals my hypotenuse, C squared. All right, doing a little math. 2 squared is 4 plus 7 squared is 49 equals C squared. 4 plus 49 is 53 equals C squared. I'm going to need to square root both sides. And in my calculator, I get approximately 7.3 is my approximate C. So going back to my picture, we have a 6 plus this diagonal is 7.3. So that is a 6 plus 7.3. So approximately 13.3 miles or something like that, whatever unit this is. So what's going to be the shorter route? Is it going to be the 12 or the 13? So obviously the winner is going to be this one over here. So it's going to be better to go from Jordan's house to Aldi's to Mackenzie's because it's only going to be 12. Make sure this gets glued in your notebook.